Would you accept these deliveries and take them or not? And that's what we're talking about right now. Hey everyone, Chris here from Real Rideshare Stories. If you're new to the channel and you're looking for different things within the rideshare industry, whether it's updates to what's going on, news, tips and tricks for passengers and drivers, or what actually happens on real rideshare rides, start now by hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Also, make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. Real quick, let's talk about the Always Drive Sober campaign, which is a campaign that I will be doing over the next couple of weeks and wrapping it up on November 1st with a 24-hour live stream. Now, the Always Drive Sober campaign is exactly what it says. Always make sure when you get behind the wheel to drive sober, never under the influence of alcohol or anything else that could impair your judgment while on the road. If you're going out to have a little bit of fun and going to be drinking, make sure you plan ahead by either ordering an Uber or Lyft, calling a cab, having a friend or family member pick you up, or pre-planning with a designated driver when you are going to go out. And also with the upcoming holidays and still in a pandemic, make sure to take the proper precautions and always drive sober. And not only just spreading awareness, I've also set up a GoFundMe where directed donations will go directly to the charity that I've chosen, which is MAD, or Mothers Against Drunk Driving. And they also help spread awareness when it comes to drinking and driving and trying to stop it altogether. And lastly, this is something we could really stop today if we all chipped in and decided never to get behind the wheel when having any drink or having something that will impair our judgment in any way, shape, or form. Remember, always drive sober. So lately, I've been seeing a lot of screenshots from people on Facebook or on Reddit or different places when they're talking about complaining when it comes to UberEATS pay and whether you're going to take them or not. So most of the time, every post shows the picture of what is being offered for that UberEATS delivery. And then they always say, who's going to take that? And you probably are going to have a few people taking it, but this just goes to show you their new pay structure isn't always going to be the best, and they're getting away with paying you some really ridiculous rates when it comes down to it. So as you saw in the very beginning, that's kind of the couple of screenshots that we're going to be talking about and going over when it comes to this paltry pay that UberEATS is deciding to try to pay out for its particular UberEATS orders. And then I also have a screenshot of a pretty ridiculous UberX ride that is completely off. And there's probably a few reasons for it, but it's going to make you think twice if you saw this pop up and you weren't really sure if they were going to adjust the price or not. So stay tuned for that as well. So let's play a little game, and I'm going to show you a few screenshots of a particular offer that came through from UberEATS and also one from UberX. And I want to know, would you take them or not? And then the reasons why. So let's get started. So let's look at this first UberEATS order right here. And that is the first one at $3, which is going to include 14 minutes of your time picking up from McDonald's. Now, quick side note, I was doing UberEATS when it first came into the area because the promotions at that point were really good. But as they started to taper off, that's when I started turning UberEATS off. And I'd only turn it on every once in a while if it's really slow or something like that, or if I just needed a change of pace. But for the most part, I came up with this rule pretty early that if I saw a McDonald's order, I wouldn't be taking it because it takes forever, at least in my area, in my market, to be able to get the food. Now, I've heard from other people as well, it's pretty similar across the board. So right there, $3 for dealing with McDonald's, a delivery, I would pass on that every day. But I want to know what your thoughts are. Would you pass on something like this or would you take it? And I want to know, so comment below. Also, give me a reason why you would take this order if you so choose. But either way, as you can see, it's going to take about 14 minutes for this order to actually be expected to be completed. From McDonald's at 9 o'clock at night, probably going to be a little bit longer, just saying, at least from my opinion. And then it's 1.8 miles that you're expected. So again, this is something where these people could probably just walk or ride a bike or something like that. Now, I don't know what the weather conditions are or anything like that, but again, $3 for almost 15 minutes of your time when it's expected, and it says includes tip, and that's part of the pay promotion change that they made when it came to it. So it's going to show you what your expected tip to make after the fact is. Now, they could adjust this and they could tip, or they could tip in cash, so that's a real possibility. But again, right off the bat, $3 for this, would you take it? Comment below, let me know. So here's the second screenshot right here for an UberEATS order that is going to take about 58 minutes to complete, and you're going to get paid $10.06 and also drive 20.3 miles. Would you take it? Comment below, let me know if you would take this, the reasons why, and if you wouldn't take this, also those reasons why. Now, I personally wouldn't take this because that's an hour worth of your time and you're only getting paid $10 for it. Then also, if you want to break it down by mileage, you're really only getting paid 50 cents a mile here, which is pretty ridiculous in my opinion. And where's the time and all that? So I got a pretty good laugh out of seeing this, and this may look pretty familiar because this is a screenshot that Uberman Tampa had when he was driving UberEATS just the other day. So he made a pretty funny video about it. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check it out. It's only like 30 something seconds long, so it's really not long, but it's pretty funny. So you can check that out after you finish this video. But either way, what would you do in this situation? Accept or deny it? Comment below. Now let's go to another screenshot of an order that was given out for UberEATS to a driver. Now, unfortunately, this was a screenshot from another group that was posted into another group, so I wasn't able to actually get the original screenshot because I'm not part of that original group. But either way, when it looks like the time, it looks like 12 minutes, it could be 18. Either way, you see a 1 there, and then it looks like a 2, maybe a 3. It could be an 8. Either way, I'm going to go with 12 minutes on this one. So it could be either or. But 12 minutes of your time for this particular order expected again. Would you take this for $1.50? Comment below. Let me know the reasons why you would or wouldn't take it and your thoughts behind that. Now, I wouldn't take this either because it's $1.50 for a particular pickup and drop off of a delivery. This ain't worth it in my opinion at all. The only way I would do this if I was in the middle of a consecutive bonus, or if it was going towards trying to pick up a promotion or something like that, and it was at the very end of that. This would be the only way I would take it, but other than that, pass on to the next. All right, and this is the last screenshot I have of UberEATS. And again, I do have one of an UberX ride that I want to know if you would take or not. So just hold on for that one. It's coming up. But right here, this is $2.50 that you could be expecting for a 17-minute expected order that it's going to take from pickup to drop off. So would you take this or not? Plus it's 2.5 miles. Again, comment below, let me know if you take this or not and the reasons why. Now again, I wouldn't take this unless it was only for those particular reasons that I said in the last screenshot, either consecutive trip bonus that was paying well, or if there was also some sort of promotion and I was nearing the end of it. Those are the only two ways I would. Other than that, pass. And now let's take a quick look at an UberX screenshot. Now this is from California, so that is why they're able to see the expected amount that you're going to make, the pickup and drop off locations, and a little bit more information than what every other market is able to be seeing. But in California, you're able to see this. Now, I'm hoping this comes to all markets across the states, Canada, and other countries, so you as a driver can make your best informed decision whether you want to accept the ride or not. But it hasn't happened in almost a year, so I'm not holding my breath. I'm just hoping. Now back to this screenshot. This, again, is an UberX ride that came through. Now, right off the bat, I want to know, would you have taken this ride or not just by looking at it, looking at the map, seeing how much is coming in, and all of that. But if you look at the actual distance between this, and if you were familiar with this area, you would know that it's not 0.35 miles or 3 minutes. It's actually much further of a distance. Now, in actuality, again, if you were familiar with this area And I'm sure most drivers are not, because you're all over the world who's watching this. This right here is the actual route. So it's got the street pickup and drop off, and it's actually 16 minutes expected on this right now. And it's 12 miles away. And it also could include tolls, just to put that out there. So yeah, it's 12 miles, not 0.35 miles. So again, if you were familiar with this, would you have taken this ride or not? Because chances are this is something that is going to be adjusted from pickup to drop off, and it's not necessarily going to show what's on the screen. So this is another reason why you should be really familiar with not only where the pickup and drop off locations are when it comes to it, but also seeing how there's some glitches on it. So now knowing that it was 12 miles in about 16 minutes, and also having a 1.4x surge, would you take this ride and have changed that? So now please comment on this particular screenshot if you would have taken this ride or not, because again, this is something that should have been adjusted after the ride's been completed, and knowing that it's not really 0.35 miles or 3 minutes, it's really going to be 12 miles and an expected 16 or so minutes depending on traffic. So there is an issue there. Whether this was a glitch, whether this was a change on the rider's end, that they had originally a particular distance that was only 0.35 miles away or not, and then they changed it and it didn't carry over into the system or something like that. That's a possibility. I'm not sure. So this just goes to show you that there are some pretty ridiculous rates coming in from UberEATS because they changed their whole pay structure around. So now they're trying to show you about what you'll make with an included tip, and that necessarily doesn't show exactly what's going on, as well as how much you're really truly making when you're out on the road doing deliveries. So this is something where you really want to make sure you're paying attention to each and every ride that and delivery that's coming in, to make sure you're going to be getting paid the proper amount and kind of know what you're being paid, because UberEATS will show that now with the changes that they've made across the board. But I want to know now, overall, what are your thoughts on all this? Comment below and let me know. Now, my opinion is don't accept every single ride, especially ones that are not going to make financial sense to you. You're supposed to be an independent contractor, and that means you have the choice to make or not make any delivery or ride that doesn't seem like it's actually going to be worth it for you. So again, this is something that you want to make sure that you pay attention to. Now again, all of these ones I would not take, except from probably the last one, because that one should be adjusted when it comes down to it, and it's going to be based on pickup and drop off and how much distance you traveled in between, and it looks like some sort of glitch. And this is why you kind of got to pay attention to all of these different requests that are coming in, so you can make the best informed decision on whether to take or deny certain rides or deliveries. Now that's the end of today's video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Also, make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, your delivery drivers, and your shoppers. And we'll see you next time.